Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm Sargel18, episode 48 of Unchained, The Apocalypse. When will the world end? The answer might surprise you, and I'm going to throw up some more of my alien and creature vortex picks just for you to chew on at the end of the video. This is the first of two videos that are going up tonight. Both of them I feel are very important. I hope you enjoy them. Most know the word apocalypse refers to the end of the world. In the book of Revelation, it has different meanings, but in its core, it means change through revelation on a world and reality level, and most likely be devastating to physical humanity. The devastating part is that we have to go through it all. Many will die and many will live. It won't matter if you're good or if you're evil. From the start of Revelation leading up to the true apocalyptical ending, that's when your soul cashes in its chips. After that, then whatever you made, you own. Let's hope you chose Jesus, heaven, and God, because that would be really great. Now, the most common question asked about the book of Revelation is, when is the world going to end? And that has been asked for 2,000 years, basically. The question, when is the world going to end, really means, when am I going to die? If the world ends, then at that point you and everyone else dies. Or that is what Lucifer wants you to think, and of course, fear. I'm going to explain this world-ending event through the eyes of a soul from heaven, who's been through Revelation a number of times, and has come back to enlighten and help the world during this revelating time through hard evidence and heavenly information. And of course, that's me. Now, the real deal will only be that way. If someone states that they're the real deal and has nothing concrete to back it up, then they aren't. And now there will be a lot of false prophets coming out. Lucifer's fingers are on many different angles of this revelation and reality. He doesn't work on one thing. He works on a million things at one time because of the power that he possesses. Watch for that. First, let's take a look at death and humanity's reaction to this event. Humans have dealt with death from the beginning. Before man became intelligent, like the caveman era, death mostly was no big thing. Caveman just noticed that someone stopped moving, and after a while just let them lie there to rot or eat them. If there was any thought or emotion, it was barely minimal. About 10,000 years ago, man's ego started to develop, and his emotions and intellect reached a critical level of understanding and loss. So this is when death became important and worrisome. Perfect setup for Lucifer, to the point of which is now perfect setup for Lucifer to come in and manipulate the whole death deal and create the thought to this very point, which is right now, of all fear about death. Everybody fears death. Why? Way before Jesus came and gave the answer to death. So basically what Lucifer did was, as soon as man realized that death is as they see it, third dimensionally the end, he started putting fear in, because remember, he lives on fear, he grows on a fear and negative energy. That's what he's all about. So death is like coming to every single individual on the planet, and he can scoop up a little bit of fear each time. So he was right on top of that, and it makes people do shit that they wouldn't really do. Now this was way before Jesus came and gave the answer of death. Death over the last 8,000 years has been used as a control mechanism over everyone that was alive and is alive right now. based in outright fear. It's used to control the masses as well as all the individuals. Just the thought of you or one of your loved ones dying can send your emotions and mind to the point of breaking. As it stands now, Lucifer's plan on how death affects people is foolproof. Works every time. People are scared of death. They fear death. I was never scared of death, as people would be scared. But after dying and going to heaven and then coming back, I don't fear death, not one bit. If anything, I long for it. But, yeah, I have a job to do, and I'll do that job, and it'll be over in 2042, so then I'll go on my way. Now, except for a heavenly hiccup, Lucifer's plan worked every single time when it came to death, except for a heavenly hiccup that happened about 2,000 years ago called Jesus the Christ. With all the miracles and the fact that he was the Son of Man and God, and proved it, he couldn't overcome Lucifer's planted fear of death. But he spoke and proved that death was just the beginning, through allowing himself to be tortured and nailed to a cross, to die in front of everyone. Then the topping on the ice cream cone was the resurrection, proving that death was just an idea or an event, not a finality. Death is not the end. You only think it is. And especially because all information about death not being the end has been perverted. Even the Bible, Jesus' words have been perverted, believe me. And people are hard to get away from that because they're stuck in third dimension, and third dimension has one sort of reality that really doesn't match any other reality. It's kind of like lame. But, hey, we're here. Right? It was that simple, for all Lucifer had to do was convince early man that death was the end. The response to this day is the same: fear. To sum it up, Jesus told everyone that he is the good shepherd, and only through him you will live forever in God's house. This is absolutely true. And in the big picture, God sent his only Son to help the misinformed humanity tainted by Lucifer in attaining the truth, so they could make it to heaven. Jesus came to straighten things out, especially with all the damage that Lucifer had done about the death concept alone. At the time, Lucifer had corrupted humanity through people's egos, and that to be anyone important, you had to have money and power. Until Jesus came, most of the people at that time after death went to the 6 levels, which I explained you have to go through in order to reach the 3rd level or 1st level of heaven. Right, they went to the 6 levels, or they went to hell itself. They weren't going to heaven. We needed something from God, and what we needed was Jesus. Jesus thus professed and proved that it was time for God's favor to humanity, and if you believed in him, then through him was the doorway to heaven. So physical death played a pivotal role in Lucifer's plans on attaining worldwide negativity, fear, and making people do things, thinking that it's the end, and losing their soul if they did the wrong things. Now back to when the world will end. Now that we've reviewed how Lucifer wants us to fear death, and that's what that was all about, think about how much negative fear energy is developed in humanity in the event of revelation, starting and of course the apocalypse. So much that we are seeing the start of it right now. So many times since November 1998, when I came face to face with Lucifer as Satan, and took his picture, I have told the world that Lucifer needs negativity to grow stronger, both in the macrocosm and microcosm. The microcosm, individual people. The macrocosm, the world. And he and his demons have been doing their part, all preparing for this Earth's revelation to happen. This Earth. When the vortex doorway opened in February 1998, Lucifer and his legions have stepped things up, leading to now, in a fever pitch, creating as much negative energy as possible, building his rank and with misguided followers, culminating in 2020 when he got Biden to become president. Then the negativity shit hit the fan. Oh, knowing Lucifer was obviously behind the last 4 political years here in America, do you really believe the election wasn't rigged? Enough said. So how will this, not the world is different than this world, end in a blink of an eye? That's how. You won't even know that it happened, but you will see it happen by a whole new world that surrounds you, created in God and Jesus' image. At the moment that Jesus announces himself to the world, Lucifer, demons, and all the evil souls will just disappear. Not going to be any big battle or anything. They're just going to be gone. That's the power of God and Jesus. And they'll all disappear instantly. All Jesus has to do is reveal himself. As for the people that are left, all they have to do is close their eyes for a split second, and when their eyes open, a whole new world and higher reality will be all around them. That is what will happen at the end of this world. And that year, myself and Devron have been telling the world for the past 30 years is 2037 when Jesus comes back. I haven't been wrong yet, and neither has Dev. As for the physical Earth that we all know, Earth, it'll still be here, just as it physically is, with one exception. No people carrying souls. Just natural Earth. Everyone left like an ascension, but more like a graduation, will leave, and the cycle of humanity will start from the beginning all over again, ready for its revelation and apocalypse. As I've said before, there's another whole Earth with like 2 million-year-old humans on it, going through everything that ours did, that will replace this world for the next group of souls to try to make it to heaven. It's all a boot camp. Whole Earth thing's a boot camp. The whole Earth thing's a boot camp. I can't say it any plainer. Now, God, Jesus in heaven, and Devron never wastes anything. This cycle of intelligent beings that carry a soul always was, always is, and always will be. So the end of the world will happen in a split second. The world that we know. The bad will be chained up and go to hell. The good will rise up to another whole plane of reality. Not completely heaven, but damn close. All right, let's take a look at some of these pictures that I have here. I hope I did that well. But please listen to what I said because it's true. All right. An orb picture with a really weird like hole in it. This orb picture is about 70. This orb is about 75 feet away from me, down by the vortex. I figured I'd throw it up. Nice pic. I don't show orb pictures, even though I discovered them. I'm the discoverer. I don't show them much because they bore me, except for a couple. And I got the best orb pictures in the world. Not these, but the best. This is a creature coming through right here. And you can see the orb is all bent out of shape. It's about 40 feet from me down by the vortex, by the river part. And, yeah. If you look closely, it really looks strange. See, not every picture I have is unbelievable. I have regular, unbelievable pictures. Not super unbelievable like all my others. Let's see here. Oh, how about orbs traveling in the form of a pyramid? You got the 3 orbs at the base and the top orb at the tip of the pyramid right directly on top as it travels along in unison. I do not have an explanation for this. And this is one of the pictures. I don't show these pictures, so you're seeing this for the first time. Along with that red one. Now, oh, here's something I think you'll like. This is some kind of dome thing on the left, but see that orb on the right, picture number 5? That's from the first night of contact. This is one, I got to find the other ones. The first orbs that came through along with the aliens, and this is one of the pictures that everybody kept asking me the next day, what about these round balls of light? And I finally I was going to call them balls of light, but I didn't. I finally said, look, they're round, we'll call them orbs, and that went around the world like crazy. Instantly, almost. But there's from the first night. See the poor quality and stuff? They got a lot better after that. Now, of course, I'm going to re-show this picture. These 2 demonic creatures fighting each other. You can see on the left, the one looks like a tiger with a big nose. And the one on the right is a skull face on a snake body. You have an orb up there officiating. And they're going at it. And they're going right through the trees and rocks like they're not even there. And they're fighting one another. This was a great picture. This is untouched. And just a fantastic picture. Boy, there's more creatures in the multiverse that we don't know about than you could ever imagine. Now, for this last picture, some of the older people, and the younger ones can look it up, that in, I believe it was 1970, 1972, a researcher named Eric von Däniken wrote a book called Chariots of the Gods. And he went down to South America and he took pictures and etchings and all the alien type stuff that the Mayans and the Incas had up. And he wrote a book, and it was really good. They made a movie and everything. And in that book was one picture of an alien with like a space helmet on, with one eye. And that was one of the more famous pictures that people were, going crazy over. Well, at the Vortex, I took a picture of that alien creature right in front of me. And here it is. Now you see on the left the untouched picture. You can see the silhouette of the body, the helmet, and the eye glowing in the middle. That's how I took that's the actual picture right there. On the right is the picture that Eric von Däniken drew from what he saw in ancient man in South America when they came upon the aliens. That's pretty cool. I tell you, I love this stuff. But you got to do your research. You got to do your due diligence when it comes to this, not just my information, but metaphysics and religion in general, and the revelation and apocalyptic events, and know who those 2 players are. We have Jesus on the good side and Lucifer on the bad side. That's it. That's it. Those are the heads of either side, the generals. I'll take Jesus anytime. So I please everyone. I hope this information did good with you. Realize it's not going to be like you think. The end of the world. You don't think Lucifer hadn't pictured that all up for humanity to freak out over? We are going to have destruction. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen. But at the end, when it's time to cash in those chips, the good will go higher and the evil will go lower. I want everybody to please stay prayed up. Check out the next video, number 49, and peace out.